In the year 2010, far out in the vast Atlantic Ocean, we are introduced to a mysterious island. Hidden away from the world, this island houses a state-of-the-art laboratory run by a powerful biotech giant known as InGen Corporation. Here, some of the most brilliant scientists and engineers of their time have come together to conduct experiments that could change the course of history. Their mission is bold, controversial, and highly dangerous, manipulating the DNA of dinosaurs, creatures that vanished millions of years ago. Through genetic alterations and mutations, InGen is attempting to bring these prehistoric beasts back into existence, and not only revive them, but also make them stronger and adaptable to the modern world. Inside the laboratory, massive containment chambers, glowing computer screens, and buzzing machinery fill the space. Scientists in white coats monitor data, while robotic arms handle test tubes of blood and DNA samples. InGen believes that by mutating the DNA, they can engineer dinosaurs that will survive in today's environment. But their vision doesn't stop there. They want these creatures to become more powerful, more advanced than their ancient ancestors. And so, dangerous experiments continue day and night. On one particular evening, the team begins working on the DNA of a Tyrannosaurus rex. They are attempting to push the boundaries of mutation, altering its genetic structure in ways that had never been tested before. But then disaster strikes. One of the workers makes a critical mistake while handling the systems. A small error quickly escalates into chaos. The machinery malfunctions, alarms blare across the lab, and suddenly, the experiment spirals out of control. The mutated T-Rex, a monstrous version of its original form, awakens. Its roar shakes the very walls of the lab. Within moments, panic spreads. The beast smashes through steel barriers, tearing apart machinery and slaughtering the scientists who had created it. Blood, fire, and screams fill the high-tech facility as the unstoppable creature turns the laboratory into a graveyard. Those who survive flee the island in terror, leaving behind the ruins of InGen's secret experiment. The truth about what happened is buried under silence and secrecy. For the next 17 years, no one dares to set foot on the island. Nature slowly reclaims the ruins, and the terrifying events are forgotten by the outside world. 17 years later, the story shifts to a man named Martin. Martin is not an ordinary man. He is a high-ranking executive at one of the world's most powerful pharmaceutical companies, Packet Genix. This corporation is well known for developing cures for some of the deadliest diseases that humanity has faced. But now, the world is being threatened by something even more terrifying, an unusual and rapidly spreading heart disease. Doctors across the globe are noticing the same troubling pattern. The disease is becoming alarmingly common, striking more and more people with each passing year. Packet Genix's research department warns that within just a few years, this heart condition could affect nearly 20% of the world's population. That means 1 in every 5 people could fall victim to it. The consequences would be catastrophic. But there's another side to this crisis. In the pharmaceutical world, such a situation could also mean unimaginable profit. If Packet Genix could discover a cure, their drug would become the most sought-after medicine on Earth. The demand would be limitless. Billions of dollars could be made. With this in mind, the company begins a bold and secretive mission, one that could either save humanity or destroy it. During their research, Packet Genix scientists stumble upon an astonishing possibility. Dinosaurs. These colossal creatures had hearts of extraordinary size, surrounded by layers of thick, powerful muscles. Their circulatory systems were far more advanced than most living creatures. The idea was shocking but revolutionary. If they could study dinosaur blood, particularly the cells around the heart, it might unlock the key to curing this deadly disease. The board of Packet Genix decides to pursue this possibility at any cost. And so they turn to Martin, entrusting him with one of the most dangerous tasks ever conceived. His mission: travel to the Forbidden Island where dinosaurs roam, collect blood samples from 3 different species, and bring them back for research. The requirements are clear. He must obtain samples from 1. A land-dwelling dinosaur. 2. A water-dwelling dinosaur. 3. A flying dinosaur. Only by collecting blood from all 3 types will their scientists have a complete foundation for their experiments. Martin, ambitious and calculating, understands the scale of this mission. He knows he cannot do it alone. To succeed, he needs a skilled team capable of surviving the dangers of the island. His first recruit is a woman named Zora, a former Special Forces commando. Zora is not only a highly trained soldier, but also an expert in jungle survival, modern weaponry, and high-risk missions. She has faced deadly situations before and lived to tell the tale. Martin offers her $10 million to join the mission, but money is not what excites Zora. It is the thrill of adventure, the chance to test her limits against the ultimate predators of history. She agrees to join. Next, Martin seeks out Dr. Henry, a passionate paleontologist who has spent his life studying fossils. For Henry, the idea of seeing real dinosaurs alive is a dream come true. He doesn't care about money. His motivation is knowledge, the chance to witness the creatures he has studied from bones and fossils in living flesh. He agrees immediately. With Martin, Zora, and Dr. Henry on board, the team still feels incomplete. They need more muscle and logistical support. Zora introduces Martin to two of her trusted comrades, a fighter skilled in heavy combat and a navigator who owns a boat. The navigator is a seasoned sailor, experienced in dangerous waters, while the fighter adds extra protection. Both men agree to join, forming the core of Martin's team. But before they depart, the navigator insists on bringing two more allies. One is a young female fighter, tough and fearless, while the other is an older, experienced sailor. Together, they round out the group, creating a diverse and capable team of 7. Their destination, the same cursed island where InGen's lab once stood, now a forbidden land crawling with monsters. Meanwhile, out at sea, another story unfolds. A small family, a boat owner, his 2 daughters, and the elder daughter's boyfriend, are sailing from one island to another, enjoying the open ocean. But their journey takes a deadly turn when something massive collides with their boat. From beneath the waves, a monstrous creature emerges, the legendary Mosasaurus, the apex predator of the seas, a colossal marine dinosaur that once ruled the oceans. The Mosasaurus smashes their boat, flipping it upside down. The family scrambles for survival, clinging to the wreckage as they desperately send out a distress signal through the radio. Their message travels across the sea and is picked up by none other than Martin's navigator. He checks the coordinates and realizes the family is stranded just 45 kilometers away, dangerously close to the island. When the navigator informs Martin, a moral debate begins. Martin insists their priority is the dinosaur blood. The fate of the entire world depends on this mission, he says coldly. We cannot risk everything for a few strangers. But the navigator, driven by compassion, argues that they cannot simply ignore a cry for help. Against Martin's orders, he turns the boat toward the family's location. The team arrives in time, rescuing the boat owner, his daughters, and the boyfriend. The survivors describe the horrifying creature that attacked them, confirming what Martin already suspected. It was the Mosasaurus, the very target they needed to find. And as if on cue, the waters around their boat begin to stir once again. Multiple Mosasauruses surface, circling them like sharks. Now comes the moment of truth. Dr. Henry reveals a unique invention designed for this very task. He has created specialized containers shaped like gun cartridges. Each one contains a needle that can pierce through a dinosaur's thick skin and extract blood. Once filled, the cartridge detaches, floating upward with a parachute for recovery. It's risky but their only chance. As the massive Mosasaurus swims dangerously close, Zora takes aim with one of the containers and fires. The cartridge pierces the beast's flesh. The device fills with blood, detaches, and sails upward. The team successfully retrieves it. Against all odds, they have secured their first dinosaur blood sample. The team celebrates their success, but their relief doesn't last long. From the depths rises another terror, the Spinosaurus, a hybrid monster nearly as fearsome as the T-Rex. The Spinosaurus attacks the boat with violent force. One of the male fighters panics and opens fire, which only enrages the beast further. It lunges at him and brutally kills him before the others can react. In the chaos, the boat owner's daughter falls into the water. Her father, her sister, and her boyfriend all dive in to save her, barely managing to swim to the nearby island. Meanwhile, the navigator struggles to steer the boat to safety. The vessel crashes against the rocks, sustaining heavy damage. The survivors, shaken and exhausted, reach the shore. But the nightmare is far from over. The Spinosaurus returns, launching another brutal attack. In the frenzy, the female fighter is killed as well. With their boat destroyed and 2 of their teammates dead, the group finds themselves trapped on the island with no way out. Zora takes charge, revealing that she had already prepared a backup plan. Before leaving, she had arranged for another team to send a helicopter to the island the following morning. The pilot would only hover at a safe distance, scanning the terrain for survivors. This means they must complete their mission quickly, and then find high ground to be spotted and rescued. The navigator warns them. The helicopter won't wait. If we're not ready, they'll leave without us. The stakes have never been higher. Inside the engineer temple, the expedition team continues their tense exploration. The chamber's atmosphere is damp and filled with strange mist. The walls shimmer faintly, engraved with alien inscriptions that no one can fully decode. At the center stands a massive stone head, towering, expressionless, carved with frightening precision. Around it, dozens of dark vases line the floor, almost like ceremonial offerings. David, the synthetic android, seems particularly fascinated. While others are cautious, David moves with intent, almost as if he already knows what to look for. Shaw and Holloway exchange worried glances. Something about this place feels sacred, like they're trespassing on ground never meant for humans. Suddenly, a storm brews outside the temple. A violent silica storm with razor-sharp winds approaches the landing site. The team scrambles. Yannick, the ship's captain, urgently calls them back. They must return before the storm engulfs them. But David lingers. He carefully retrieves one of the urn-like containers and hides it in his pack, unnoticed by the others. They barely make it back, fighting through the storm. The heavy winds toss vehicles like toys, sand pelts their suits, and visibility drops to near zero. At the ship's airlock, Shaw nearly gets blown away, but Holloway pulls her in just in time. The hatch seals, cutting off the storm's roar. Back on the ship, tensions rise. Some crew members are furious at the risk taken. Two of the men, Fifield, the geologist, and Milburn, the biologist, had panicked during the storm and were left behind in the temple's interior tunnels. Yannick tries to track them with drones, but the labyrinth structure makes communication unstable. The two stranded men nervously settle inside a chamber, unaware of the danger about to unfold. Meanwhile, David secretly examines the black urn he smuggled aboard. He notices a black liquid oozing from inside, reactive to the ship's atmosphere. He studies it with eerie curiosity. Unlike the human crew, David has no fear, only programmed interest. He isolates a droplet of the strange black fluid. Under the microscope, it behaves aggressively, attacking cellular structures, mutating DNA instantly. His helmet fills with smoke and blood. The radio cuts off. The ship only hears static. Back on the Prometheus, Shaw wakes to Holloway feeling ill. His eyes are bloodshot, his veins darkening. Something is changing inside him. Shaw insists on medical scans. The results horrify her. Holloway's cells are breaking down, mutating at a terrifying rate. She confronts David, suspecting he knows more, but he only responds with cryptic words. Big things have small beginnings. Shaw is shaken, but soon she makes a horrifying discovery of her own. Despite being infertile, the scans show she is pregnant, with something non-human, growing unnaturally fast inside her. Panic floods her mind. She begs for help, but Wayland's icy executive, Meredith Vickers, orders her sedated. Shaw refuses. She escapes, stumbling through the ship in pain, and forces her way into a high-tech automated surgery pod. In one of the film's most disturbing scenes, Shaw programs the pod for emergency surgery. The machine cuts her open while she is conscious, robotic arms pulling and slicing with cold precision. She screams in agony as the creature inside her is extracted, a grotesque squid-like organism, writhing violently. The pod seals the wound with surgical staples. Shaw, drenched in sweat and blood, staggers away, traumatized but alive. She locks the monstrous fetus inside the chamber, fearing what it might grow into. Meanwhile, the situation worsens. Holloway's infection rapidly consumes him. His body weakens, his skin blistering, his mind slipping. During an outside mission, Vickers confronts him. Holloway, now begging for release, collapses into her arms. She coldly pulls out a flamethrower and burns him alive. Shaw watches in horror as the man she loved is incinerated, his screams echoing against the barren alien landscape. But this is only the beginning. The black substance is spreading, and the temple holds deeper secrets yet to be uncovered.